Hello everyone, welcome back to my craft room. Today I'm going to make some cards using the Good Morning Magnolia stamp set. Now I've set myself a challenge to make at least 3 cards from every one of my stamp sets. Now I've probably got close on 50 or more stamp sets, and some of them I don't think I've even taken out of the box. So this is the one I've chosen to use today. I am going to make some square cards because those are the ones that I sell in my card shop. And I've prepared some card bases and some few things, but we're basically just going to wing it and see what happens, see where the creativity god takes us. Now this stamp set actually is a set of 2. I just happen to have put both of them into one of our stamp cases because I just find it's easier to have them together. But it's part of a whole suite called the Magnolia Lane suite, and there's the stamp set, there's some dies, there's an embossing folder, there's some beautiful designer series paper. We've even got some memories and more cards as well. Then there's some ribbon and twine and some lovely little cork shapes. And there's a set of blender pens that you can use. Now some of those I'm going to use for my cards and some of them I don't actually have. But I think we'd be able to make at least 3 cards. And the idea behind this challenge is, when I look through the catalogue, when it first gets announced, I go through it and I look and I see which stamp sets do I just love and have got to have, and which ones am I thinking I could make at least 3 cards from that stamp set. And that starts the criteria off for me. And this is one of the ones that I thought, I love the sentiments on it and I love the images, and I especially love this big flower. I like big images on my cards. So this suited me down to the ground, and I've already used it for lots of things, but I thought I would come on and show you what I was going to make today. So let's get on. Now, some of the ideas that I've got, I've kind of started with something I might have seen on Pinterest or on the web, but I'm not actually looking at anything. I'm just going to start from scratch. So let's bring in a little piece of paper. And what I want is, I need a piece of very vanilla. All of my cards are very vanilla. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with something very simple to start with. This is a piece of very vanilla that measures 5.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to use this lovely magnolia flower. I love magnolias. I think they're such lovely flowers, so cheerful. And I'm going to stamp it in soft suede. And all I'm doing is I'm kind of trying to get that, can you see the end of the stalk? I'm doing that so that it kind of lines up. Lovely, that's perfect. And then I will fill that space with something. So that's fine. I'm just bringing in my chamois to clean my stamp. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some colour to the flowers. I'm going to bring in a light petal pink blender pen, and I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to it. Because it's on very vanilla card, I don't feel I need to add too much. I think that's a So I might just add a little bit of colour where you see the lines. That can sometimes just give a bit of dimension to it. Like so. That's enough. I want to keep this one nice and simple. Lovely. Now I'm going to put something in the middle here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, we've got a lovely punch called the Label Me Fancy punch. This lovely shape here is smashing. So let me just get a scrap of Very Vanilla. That'll do. I'm going to punch this out, and I think I'm going to bring in a piece of old olive, just a scrap piece, and we've got another punch that is slightly bigger called the Timeless Label Punch. And these layer up beautifully, so I'm going to use a bit of that. And let's see, so that will go on top of there, and then this will go on there, like so. And I think what I might do is I might add a little bit of green to the leaves, so it gives it something to coordinate with the green that I've used. So this is a light olive blender pen. I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to the leaves, and I'm not, I'm not filling in every little gap. I'm just adding a little bit of colour there. This is the sort of colouring I like. It's very freehand. I think I'll just add some colour to the stalks, even though we won't see them very much. But I'd just like to know they're done. And this one is light soft suede. There we go, that's pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp. Now this is the soft suede ink, and I'm going to stamp on here. Thanks, that fits on there beautifully. Go. So let's shut that ink away, because I know what will happen. I'll just go and put my fingers straight in it. So this is going to go on here like so. That's going to go on there, and I think that probably is going to be my card front. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to add any more to it. I want it to keep it nice and simple. I might add a bit of twine. Shall I add a bit of twine? Let's see. Yeah, add a little bit of twine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the twine round 4 of my fingers, and I'm not making. So that's that. And then what I do is I pull it so that the cut edges are now in the middle, and I give it a little twist so they're kind of trapped, so it makes a figure of 8. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in between these two. So I'll need some dimensionals. I'm just going to put a dimensional behind here, just to hold this in place, like so. Okay. if I turn that and do it so it goes that way, I think it would look a bit better. Yeah, that's better. Lovely. So I'll add some more dimensionals to that. Kind of trapping those bits of twine onto there, making sure I don't do a double layer, and then that's going to go on there like so. There, like so. Cool. Now that's going to sit on there. But before I do that, I need to put this onto my base card. So I've got a card that measures 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 when it's folded. And I think I'm just going to put that on there. I'm not going to put any colour or anything on there, I don't think. Just a nice simple card. So if I'm going to put this on with tearing tape, it's funny, I didn't used to use tearing tape very much, but I've suddenly begun to quite like it. I always used to say I'm a liquid girl, but now I think I'm getting more to like this as well. So pop that on there, and I'm just using a sharp edge. I find it tears it straighter, and I like to see a nice straight edge, like so. Good. There we go. Now this is going to sit. Make sure I'm going to put it the right way up. That's going to go on there. So I'll just rub these between my fingers, and then peel off. Just peel back a little bit and leave that little tab sticking out. There we go. That's lovely. So I'm just going to pop that on there in the middle. Good. And then when I'm happy where it is, I feel it's nice and straight, and I can hold it in place and just pull those bits of tearing tape off. And because you don't have so much glue showing from the tape, it gives you a bit of confidence that you'll be able to lift it up again. So there we go. I think we've got a gluey edge on that piece of paper. Let's just tidy up a bit. Okay. Right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little... Oh, where's my little green thing gone? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to put that on there, and I'm going to pop it on some more dimensionals. More dimensionals. These are our bigger dimensionals, so just pop those on there like so. There we go. That's our card done. Now I will put some pearls or something on, I think. Yeah, I've got a few left in this packet. So, shall I colour them or shall I leave them as they are? I might colour them. Did you know that you could colour things with our blender? These are alcohol markers, and because these are a plain white colour, you can add colour to them really easily. So I'm using the end, and I'm just literally going to add a little bit of colour now. Because this is the light, this is the light petal pink. I think if I do the dark petal pink, it will perhaps show a bit better. You can see there it has coloured it. Oh, there you go, that's better. Just very, just takes the shine off it a little bit. And just adds a little bit of colour, not too much. There we go, that'll do, nice. So just let that alcohol evaporate a bit, and I shall bring in my pick-me-up tool. And now this is fabulous because this has got a sticky end, and what you can do is it comes in a kind of a reservoir, you see here, and as you twist it you can regulate how much comes out. And what I do is once I see it start to get a bit more showing at the end, I just release it a bit because I don't want too much on there. So let's go. Let's have one of these, and I'll pop one on there, and then I shall just dot these around. Not anywhere thought of, or just popping them about. There we go. And that's the first of my set of cards done. And I think that'll be lovely. So thank you very much for watching. I will be doing a blog post, and I'll put the sizes and the products that I've used onto my blog post in case you'd like to make one too. Thank you. Bye.